Hello everybody, my name's Nick. I work for the Penwith Landscape Partnership. I thought it might be nice to have a little wander along the lane here and have a look at some of the beautiful plants that are in flower at the moment. What I thought I'd do is tell you their names and tell you a little bit about each of them. So there's a couple here that are springing to mind that I'd like to show you. So this one I featured in one of our earlier clips. Am I holding the camera in the right way? I think, yeah, there we go. Can you see that one? So this one is all along the lanes at the moment, looking quite spectacular. A real sort of spray of bright flowers. This one is three-cornered leek, and it's a non-native plant. It's sometimes called wild garlic because it does have a really garlicky smell, and it's actually very nice to eat. Very nice in salads, you can cook with it, but it is a little bit invasive. We are a little bit worried that it seems to be spreading and kind of out-competing some of the other plants in along the sides of the lanes. And then over here, if I move the camera around, can you see this one? This one is a bluebell, but it's not a native bluebell. This is the Spanish bluebell, Hyacinthoides hispanica, and oh, look at that, a bumblebee is enjoying it. So it's not native, and you can tell it from the native bluebell, our bluebell. We'll have a look at our bluebell in a minute, because it's taller, more upright, and quite a bit paler. And there was some concern that the Spanish bluebell might outcompete the native bluebell, but it seems that the native bluebell is much more vigorous, and the Spanish bluebell produces pollen that is a bit misshapen. It doesn't fertilise well, so I think we're going to be all right. And if we come over the other side of the road, I noticed there, here we go, this is some of our native bluebells. If we crouch down and have a little look at these, can you see how the tops of these are curled over? The flowers themselves have got a much deeper blue colour, and that little flick on the petals, I think they're much prettier. The Latin name for this one is really fascinating actually. This is known as Hyacinthoides non-scripta, and I always wondered why there was a Latin name with a hyphen in the middle of it. I haven't seen that on any other species, I don't think. And the story is really fascinating. It originates from I think it's a Greek myth, the myth of Apollo. And Apollo had a discus, and he threw his discus and accidentally hit a boy called Hyacinthus and killed him. And he felt so bad about it that he created a flower to commemorate him called a hyacinth, and the hyacinth had writing on the petals, and the petals said AI, which meant it stood for grief, I think. So the Latin name for this flower is the Hyacinthoides non-scripta, and that means the hyacinth without any writing on its petals. So it's the hyacinth that Apollo didn't create, which is, yeah, fascinating story, I think. Right, what else have we got to see? This one, I'm sure you recognise this one. This is gorse, and we've actually got two gorse species which are common in Cornwall. This one is the European gorse, and this is in flower at the beginning of the year. I'll just let the car go past. We also have another species called western gorse, and that one flowers at the end of the year, at the end of the summer, and there's a Cornish story that says you're not allowed to kiss unless gorse is in flower, and luckily there's always some gorse to be found in flower. Right, what else have we got? These pretty little flowers, these are common dog violets, called dog violet because they don't have any scent. If they did have a scent, they would be sweet violets. Hello there.
How you doing?
And now this is a great one. So this little flower, this is a geranium called Herb Robert, and I love Herb Robert because it's got the prettiest leaves. Can you see how some of the leaves are red? I don't know why that is at this time of year, having bright red leaves like that. And they're divided into three. They're known as tripinnate leaves. And the Latin name for that one is quite funny as well, because its common name is Herb Robert and the Latin name is Geranium robertanium, and which is the geranium that's called Robert, which I wonder who Robert was. Right, let's have a little bit look further at what we can see. Oh, here we go. Right, come over this way on the other side of the track of the lane. This one, anybody recognise this one? This is cow parsley, or Queen Anne's lace is another name for it. What I find fascinating about cow parsley is it appears really quickly. You have the very low leaves, you can see the leaves down here, these finely divided leaves, and then suddenly at the beginning of, or during April, beginning of May, whoosh, up it shoots, and you get these very pretty billowy white umbellifers are the flowers. And yeah, they just smother the lanes in this beautiful white kind of mist, and it lasts for maybe a month and then they disappear again. So that's cow parsley, and there's quite a few that are similar to cow parsley, and there's one that's coming along here. So can you see this one? This one is called hogweed, not in flower yet, and I'll show you that one day when this one comes into flower. Yeah, a bit more hogweed coming up here, some cow parsley, lots of bluebells, Herb Robert. Oh, and I think we might make this one our last one. So down here, mixed in with the stinging nettles, is this little yellow flower, and this one is actually one of the first ones to come in flower in the year. This one is known as celandine, lesser celandine, and what I like about it, it's in the buttercup family, but it doesn't have buttercup shaped leaves. These are the leaves, and they're heart shaped, and the heart shaped leaf always helps me remember the name because they're in flower around Valentine's Day, and Valentine sounds a bit like celandine, sort of. That's how I remember that one. Okay, I think that might be enough for us now. We'll do some more later on in the year when different things are in flower, but I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for listening, everybody, and I'll speak to you again.